So after discussing strong military matters with my generals, we have decided to send the National Guard into Portland because you can't have a country. You don't have a country if you have basically lawless hell. Not even hell with laws, which I hear is not as bad as you think. We're talking hell with no laws. That's basically what Portland has become. And I blame Stephen King. We are sending so many troops to Portland, Maine, because he's been very nasty to me. If you read his social media, which I don't, but from people who have read his social media, he used to write some good books, and now instead he writes horrible anti-American, anti-Trump, nasty things. And he's always looked creepy. He's always looked like he looked like a guy who wrote the books that he wrote, to be honest. Those big glasses, and he just sits up there in Maine thinking he's safe. He thinks he's safe. He's like, look at me, I write books, I have tremendous wealth, I make movies, and nobody can touch me. Well, we're going to touch you, Stephen King. We're going to touch you very strongly in ways that not even your characters could imagine, because we're sending National Guard to Portland, Maine. We don't even know if you're in Portland, Maine, but I don't know too many other cities in Maine, to be honest. It's not a particular, Susan Collins is up there. And let me tell you something, I wouldn't mind if Pennywise sort of, dragged her into a sewer because she's a nasty rhino. And then you have, I don't know, Angus Beef is the other guy. He looks kind of like John Bolton, the other senator. He's independent, but we know he's a radical left person. Just because he has John Bolton's mustache doesn't make him a strong American. So, Portland, Antifa, Stephen King, you're all in trouble because we're sending in troops, very strong troops, very buff troops. Pete Hegseth, my administrative assistant of war, because as I've said before, secretary he thought sounded too feminine. But Pete Hegseth has very strongly and very heterosexually oiled up only the most buff soldiers in our National Guard. Personally, he had them do pose downs nude. He said, he said, sir, the original Olympic athletes would do sports naked, and what are we, not as good as the Greeks? And they were covered in hair. Meanwhile, Pete Hegseth's troops and guards, he has requested that they shave and oil up and get a good pump before he inspects them. So, tremendous masculine army coming for you in Portland, Stephen King. What? There's a Portland in Oregon?